All right. Hello and welcome to the Diva of Days of Our Lives Halloween edition. I'm Carrie. You can find me on Twitter at Diva of DOOL. Facebook, we're at Diva Days of Our Lives. Instagram, we're at Diva_of_DOOL. And we're also on YouTube. And you can watch us live on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. So tonight we have Marianne here.
Hi everyone, I'm coming to you from the Demir Crypt. You can find me at Mama_Hooch on X. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram.
Jen.
Hi, I'm at RXJDK at Twitter.
And from the Witless Protection Program, we have Anna.
Yes, my costume is a member of the Witless Protection Program. It's very original. You can find me at Hooch on X and Instagram.
And also, please like us, follow us, subscribe, share. Anything you could do to help out would be great. And it just came out on Twitter today. Since there's not a Day of Days events, there's a Days Red Carpet on the 8th, which is next Saturday. But that was all the information I saw about that.
Yeah, where?
Yeah, I think you can watch it somehow, somewhere.
Yeah, it's going to be on E-News, so you can watch it on
E-News.
their social media.
Is that online? Is that like a streaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on Twitter, Facebook, and I think Instagram. Yeah.
Why don't they put it on Peacock?
I don't know.
That would make
Peacock has
sense.
dropped the ball. I think it's because it's on Peacock. They don't care. Like, I don't know. Even though it's affiliated with NBC, this is like the 60th. They should have had some kind of big thing. I don't even know if they're inviting all the people back, a lot of people back. It might just be the ones that are on now. I don't know. I haven't heard anything much about it at all.
No, that was first I heard was
No Day of Days this year. So I don't know. Yes, it is. If they want it to be on longer than 60, they need to do some more. More than that.
I say we take over the publicity.
We could be a much better job.
so. Yeah, as long as I don't have to organize anything.
A Day of Days.
Terry, what is your background? Roses and
Oh, it's
masks.
skulls and roses.
Skeleton mask.
Yes, I went.
Those are nice masks.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, this is my mask. Got some peacock feathers on there. So, okay. So we're going to start with Marianne because you weren't here last week, and I know you have some opinions on Maggie.
Yes, Maggie and Sarah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess last week you probably discussed Maggie when she kind of outed Xander or kind of forced him to out himself by bringing it. I mean, she knew, so she more or less should have just kept her mouth shut. But anyway, so, and this is like, I don't know. I just don't understand Maggie and Sarah. Okay. Maggie was married to Victor. Okay. Victor did 10 times worse than what Xander did. I mean, and he treated Xander like crap. He was his henchman on his orders. He was probably, I don't know if Xander ever killed anyone, but we know Victor, I'm sure Victor killed people. I don't know. Or kidnapped him, did all
his own son.
Yeah, did all this horrible stuff. But Maggie was okay with that. And Sarah also, she knew who Xander was when she married him. How many times? Twice. Yep. Slept with him just the day before. And here he finally comes clean and says, okay, yes, I did it. And in the meantime, he's also trying to better himself by going to these classes that she wants. He's, okay. So this is what I don't get. She knew what she got when she married him. She should have known. And now all of a sudden, he's this evil person. He's evil. She's calling him evil. And they're, what? He's not evil.
No.
Unless, I don't know. They're just hypocrites.
Yep.
And now Maggie's going, and Maggie used to be his biggest supporter.
Yeah, she was.
And she's done this like 360. And it's just written out of character. And it's just not Maggie. Maggie's just being nasty. She's just, really, she's a bitch, really. I like Maggie, but I can't stand her now. And then I guess we see her now. She's not only that, she's kind of messed up their marriage. Now she wants Xander out. She doesn't even want him to run the company. She wants him arrested, put in jail, and she wants Philip to go to the police. Well, Philip is like, now that they're in this bromance, which I love, by the way, love the bromance. Philip says no, and I'm hoping Philip sticks to his guns. Is anybody kind of worried that he might turn on Xander?
No, because he don't want to go to jail either.
Well, yeah, which true, he would go to jail because. Oh, and okay, that's another thing about Philip. They say about oh, but you lied to me and you made me believe this for so long and you lied. Well, hello, Sarah and Maggie. You both lied to Xander and tried to
Yep.
keep a secret that that Philip did this fraud that kept him from his legacy.
Yep.
Okay. It's like Xander's been like dumped on since the beginning and now he's,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just a Xander fan and I just
So
don't
am
like
I.
the writers just went a little too far with this and to me it's just not making sense.
Yeah.
They went
Well,
too
and how
too
can
far
I
to the other side with
yeah,
Maggie.
can I ask you a quick question? How
Yeah.
many therapy sessions did Victor go to? I'm
Oh, well,
just
yeah,
saying.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
And of course it was just as Xander is really making progress with things,
yes, if
and
he
that
hadn't
and
been
he and
doing
Sarah,
anything,
yeah.
right. Yeah. And if he hadn't been doing anything, and she can say, well, tell me the truth. Yeah, it's because it was so long. I get that. He was wrong there. He should have came clean a lot sooner than what he did, but he's trying. Um, and now it's like she wants like full custody with no visitation. She just
That's
doesn't want
ridiculous.
him, which that's ridiculous because he's never done anything to that little girl. Yeah, I know he can be violent, but he never was to her. But I guess Sarah's reasoning is, if I'm understanding this right, that he could put her in a position that maybe she would be in danger because of his temper, I guess, is what she's saying. So that's what she was saying with no visitation. And then we got Bumblehead Brady, who agrees with her. After he's a father with Rachel, whose mother was trying to keep him away from his daughter, but it wasn't okay then.
Yeah. And
He
his other
wanted to
ex
see his
was
daughter.
Teresa.
Yeah, but now, I
And
would do the
Brady
same thing
wasn't
he would
always
do.
the paragon of virtue either.
Nope.
Yes. And then we have Sarah who kidnapped the baby, did just anyway, Salem's full of hypocrites, but that's my say on Maggie. I said I just don't like what she's doing. Somebody needs to knock her down a few.
But didn't you just love
Definitely.
it when Philip walks in the middle of her conversation with Xander about how he can be a figurehead, but he's not going to have any power? And
Yes.
Philip walks in, he's like, "So what's going on?"
Uh-huh.
And Xander kind of he's like, "Did you know about this?" And he's like, "Know about what?" And then he proceeds to tell him what Maggie just told him. And he's like, "No, that's not happening, Maggie. And no." But from the beginning of this, we've been talking about we're all together on this. We're all
Right.
in.
He made some good points. Right.
Yeah, he really did. And he's repeatedly admitted that none of this would have happened had he not gone along with Vivian's plan and her fraud, and that became his fraud. But like when he was talking to Sarah in another scene, Philip's like, I'm not, you can try to put him in jail and all this, but I'm going to deny it ever happened. He's like, he's my brother. He's family. And he forgave me for some of the stuff that I've done. And that time that I told you he saved my life, it was a test. It wasn't really choking to death, but he could have let me
Yep.
he could have let me die, in his mind, die. And he actually did the Heimlich and tried to, and quote unquote saved him. So, yeah, I loved how Philip came to, with Maggie. He looked right at her and he's like,
Right.
that
And
was
told
great.
her, like, if
So,
I could forgive him, why can't you? Well, I know it's
right.
different. It's her
Right.
husband, but still.
Right. And
Yeah, I
I
love.
get Maggie being defensive and protective of her daughter and grandchild. I get that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
she also needs to have a harsh discussion with Sarah
Yep.
because it's like, she chose that relationship and that life. Not that she should be abused or anything, but like if Philip forgave him for taking him to within an inch of his life, or I think this week it was beat the crap out of him. Instead
yeah.
of within an
Did
inch
he
of his
deserve it?
life,
Yeah.
this week he was with it. He got the crap beat out of him. I heard that twice at least. So yeah, I just think. Well, and like Philip said, he said honestly, if the roles were reversed, I probably would have done the same thing or wanted to do the same thing to Xander.
Yeah, he
So
would hire
anyway,
someone to do it.
yeah, that's true.
That's the only thing. Victor just more or less. Victor would hire people to do his. Yeah, but he still did it.
Anyway, so I totally agree with you. I'm kind of Sarah'd out, Maggie'd out.
She's such a hypocrite. I mean, like big
She's
time.
a Almost a bit of Jennifer.
Although, and then this just kind of struck me as funny, is how, like, they're worried about Xander being so violent. And we're talking about the violence. So he takes her to a rage room, gives her a bat,
Yeah.
and says, take this and beat the crap out of an inanimate object. Okay, well, I guess that's better than beating the crap out of a person.
Yeah.
But it's still violent, and you're still getting, there's that frustration that, can she understand how that came out of Xander? Comes out of
Well,
all of us?
right. Well, and the
Come on.
irony is, I thought, good point, and the irony of it too goes further, because I thought she was going to, all of a sudden the light bulb would go off, and she was going to say, "Wow, I didn't realize I had that in me either, and
Right.
I need to do my own work."
Right.
And instead, she felt sorry for the inanimate objects. Like, that was her takeaway, and
These
that
writers.
made it even worse what Xander did, because I mean, nobody's defending what Xander did, but
No.
it's like, but it was like, oh, it's like, okay, you have a little kid that has a temper tantrum problem or something. Hey, kid, we're going to take you and you're going to beat the crap out of inanimate objects to get all that rage out.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
It's okay
This is,
to do that. No.
it was all set up to be like this bonding thing for Brady and
Brady. And then Brady
her.
giving that advice, which, like, okay, Brady, then let Kristen just, like, have Rachel, and you're not allowed to see her
Right.
either. Of course, I
Right.
know Brady didn't do anything like what Xander did.
No.
I get that. Well, I don't know.
Didn't he lock
Did he?
Vivian? Didn't he lock
He-
Vivian in the
The coffee
uh,
desk.
Yeah, I guess at that time.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Not
I'm just
And what he
saying, I
did to
love
Nicole.
Yeah, what he did to
love Brady,
Nicole
but
was bad.
there's been he's been crazy Brady a few times.
And then I liked how they had Xander. He's so upset. Here he could lose his kid, his marriage, his job, like everything. And then he goes and he picks up that, and he stops himself, like puts it down real nice. And he,
Yep.
so he's trying. They're showing that he's trying. And he also
Yeah.
admits to Marlena. He comes out, tells Marlena, and Marlena's willing to help him. Marlena gets it.
Isn't
He gets
Marlena
it.
a required reporter though? Is she required to, or is that only
No,
when you have
it's an
minors?
patient
Minors? When it's
confidentiality.
minors? I know as psychiatrists, there are certain requirements. Maybe it's child abuse. Maybe that's what it is.
He didn't
And
do
when
anything to
he,
Victoria.
I
Yeah.
guess it's perceived danger to somebody or something like that.
Yeah, that's what they said, like with Tesoro. Remember when
Yeah.
Sarah told
Yeah.
Cynthia? Yeah. But anyway, I guess Marlena agreed to still help him.
Yeah.
He asked her, do you think I have any chance of getting Sarah back? I forget what she said.
She said, you need to work on
Yes,
yourself. You
self
need to
first.
focus on,
Yeah.
which was good, because he's like, regardless of whether he gets Sarah back, he should still try to be healed, get
Yeah.
healed from his own issues.
That's
Okay.
our
Marlena.
Philip Maggie thing.
Yeah.
And Xander.
Well,
Mar-
I want to stand up for Sarah a little bit. I mean, yeah, she knew who she married, and Xander has shot people. So, but I think with her, I think what she was upset about was he lied for so long about it, and she felt bad for accusing him, and she basically feels gaslighted. I am. So I think that's the big part of it. Yeah. So I think that's what she's really upset about more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, the gaslighting part was pretty crappy. That was pretty crappy, making her feel bad.
But
Yeah.
then, true. But he was, which she proved, he was afraid if he told her how she would react. And she did.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're right. Back to Brady, when he made the comment about how, well, a child doesn't have a memory before the age that Victoria's
True.
at. So I was like, do you think he felt that way about his own babies? Like, granted, they didn't show his relationship with Tate a lot or whatever, but like with Tate and Rachel, he wouldn't have bought that crap. I mean, he would have been
Yeah, of
wanting
course,
to be,
not with his, right. He wanted to
No.
he fought with
Yeah.
Kristen to get to see them.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's another thing that annoyed me.
My question is, why doesn't Marlena take her own advice? We know Rachel does not like Jeremy. I don't like Jeremy, but
No.
Yet Marlena leaves her alone with him.
Right. That should be kind of a red flag when a little girl or boy is like afraid of their teacher or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You should at least, like, your spidey senses should go off a little bit at least. Although I did like that Marlena, on the one
Yes.
hand, I did like that she was actually stern with her.
I
Yeah.
don't like your attitude.
Maybe I didn't like the topic of why she did
Like,
that,
finally somebody put her in her
but
place.
I liked that she was like,
Yes.
you know what? You're smart enough, kid, to know what's right and wrong, and you've been taught. Not that she said it that way, but like, finally, instead of blowing smoke up this little kid's ass, she's
Yeah.
finally like.
Do
But
more than
again, I also, like you said, Jen, there were also the red flags with Jeremy, and when we know
well,
that
she's jealous of Thomas. With
Yeah.
Jeremy. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, and then they were plotting the demise of Kat together. So he and Thomas.
Well, that was a
and
good one,
Rachel.
though.
That
Yeah.
was pretty funny, but not funny. But like, she's like, "Don't you think?" She's very convincing. She's a very convincing kid.
Yeah, she'd get any of those kids to follow her right along
I gotta say
into
though,
trouble.
part of this was Jeremy's fault, was he left that thing unattended with a
Yep.
bunch of kids.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
you absolutely do not do that.
To go steal the knife and go after Stephanie. Is that what we're thinking? Or
No, the pumpkin chunking thing. He
I know,
left
but
that.
wasn't that him with the knife?
Oh, we
Yeah, that
don't.
was him with the knives. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Could
but
be.
I mean, Rachel
Do you
and
think it's
Thomas.
him with a knife, or is it just make
It
us
looked
think
like
it's
his.
him with a
It
knife?
looked
It
like
was his
Yeah,
It
it
was
could
his
be
costume.
red herring though.
Could somebody
Could
else
be.
have the same costume?
But
I
even
don't know.
still, like Carrie said, he wandered off because he was worried
He
about
left the pumpkins and the thing there.
chasing.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. The trebuchet left in the hands of
And they did
9
leave
and
the
10
knife
year
laying
olds.
out
What could
too.
possibly
That
go
was
wrong?
Marlena's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
true.
knife. Oh, how'd you like how Rachel took the knife? Well, let's cut this.
Uh,
And Marlena
Oh
was
my
like,
God, that's like Kristen. I mean, like, oh my,
"Jeez."
Marlena grabs it. Like, ugh.
Well, you don't give a knife like that to a 7-year-old.
no.
Yeah.
You never
I
let
think
a
she's
child
Yeah.
that
9, but
small.
still,
She's like
it doesn't
10, I
matter.
think.
That really wasn't the correct knife to use
They're
on a
fifth
pumpkin either.
graders, but still a 10-year-old either. Not that kind of knife.
No, exactly.
And not that 10-year-old.
I gotta
God.
say though, I mean, I'm kind of glad I'm out of the pumpkin carving stage with my kids, but there's nothing more gross than going in there and grabbing all the guts. It is
Uh,
Can't
gross.
even think
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
Well, those
I mean, I
It
do
makes
make
for
me
those
sick.
days.
it's gross. I mean, I like making pumpkin seeds. That's like the only benefit from actually
Yeah,
carving a pumpkin.
Yeah.
I do like those. But
Yeah. So, okay. I have EJ and Gwen this week. EJ asked a favor of Gwen for her to spy on Leo. So we had a little, so Gwen went into the office and Chad and Leo were talking mostly about Leo's going to lose to Sora pretty soon. And then Gwen basically looks like she's trying to make up with them, but she's laying it on kind of thick.
yeah.
So you think he's going to fall for it?
No.
no, you think he's gonna put 2 and 2 together? That oh, EJ's looking suspicious of me. Now all of a sudden, Gwen wants to make nice.
But
And
that's what
yeah,
he
she
wants.
has an underlying reason to, in that he rescued her and all that. But it was a little thick. It was.
Yeah.
And then also EJ receives a phone call from Anna saying Tony is missing and tells Theo. And then we find out later Tony just missed the boat because he had a long
Supposed to be at
meeting.
a meeting.
Yeah.
But did he?
But did
he miss the boat?
Yeah.
Did he miss the boat? Is he going to turn up? Is it really Tony? I don't know. There's all kinds of things out there.
There's
They
one
have
of
to be saying that for a reason. They
Right.
had to have that conversation with Anna calling EJ and saying, "Okay, missed the boat. He's supposed to meet up with us in Greece." So
And I'm
I guess we'll
gonna
see.
have it out with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was mad, and he said Tony might be better off missing the boat. Or I think I would miss that boat if I was Tony. I said, yeah, I would too. So we'll see. I don't know. Let's see if he ends up
Yeah,
coming, or
that was
where he
odd
ends up.
because it was almost like the whole reason for that whole scenario was just to
Right.
get Kat to go in to the office while Chad was with Jennifer.
Oh,
It almost seemed it was like for the plot kind of thing rather than.
Yeah, well, that could be too. Yeah. Yeah, she had to have an
But
excuse to go there.
But it did seem to resolve itself awfully quickly. So that's why I was like, okay,
Yes.
either that whole thing was either a plot device just to get Kat to walk in on Jennifer and Chad, and just after Chad got done saying to Jennifer that he was completely, finished, their relationship was completely finished. And at least fortunately, Jennifer sort of realized, she did admit, it's foolish for me to think you're not going to run into each other in this town.
Yeah.
But I'm still annoyed by her, and I like her, but I'm still annoyed by her attitude. But anyway, I thought at first, well, since it got resolved so quickly, was that just one of those conventions to be able to get those people in the same room together or whatever, but at that time. But it was resolved so quickly that I'm kind of like, was that even Anna that was calling to say that he was found or whatever? Like that he would be on the net. I mean, I was like, is she being held and being told to say that? Or
yeah.
we don't
And
know.
we know he initially missed the boat, and he's supposed to meet up with her, but we still don't know, will he meet up with her?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or will
Is he
Andre
still out
meet up with
there?
her?
Or will they do a switcheroo with Tony and Andre? I don't know.
And what
I don't
meeting
know.
was he at? What kind of meeting was he having when Theo's the head of the company and
Yeah.
Theo doesn't know about it?
I just
I don't
thought it
know.
was weird that EJ sent Kat. Like, why wouldn't you just pick up your own phone and call your brother and
Just
tell him what's
call him.
going on?
It's because EJ still wants Kat and Chad to get together, I think.
Well, yeah.
He
yeah.
kind of gave that look when she left. He kind of gave that little look like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm getting those two together.
Yeah, so I've never read Wuthering Heights. Does anybody know the plot of that? Does that have to do with like two brothers and a woman?
I never read it either.
Okay, I'm just
And
I
I
read
know
it
it's a
years
classic.
ago. I read it in school, but that was a long time ago.
Which is the one with Mr. Higgins?
I don't know.
Is that Pride and Prejudice?
Yeah,
No,
okay.
that's Mr.
No,
Is that Mr. Darcy? Yeah. But you might be right, Carrie. It's definitely a romance.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna have to read it. I mean, I keep buying books and like not finishing anything.
I know the feeling.
I keep thinking I got to go back and read some of those classics. I know I read them back in school. We had to read a lot of those back in high school.
Yeah.
I haven't read them in a long time.
Yeah.
Just skimming it right now, just online. It looks very soapy, very soapy.
Oh,
In fact, I would venture a guess that a lot of the conventions that soap operas have had over the last 60, 70 years probably come from a lot of the classics because
Yeah.
they're human nature. They're,
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, book club next Diva of DOOL book club, Wuthering Heights.
yeah. And one story I'm so over with, and I don't know why they keep bringing this up, is JJ and Theo this week.
Oh,
Oh,
so sick of that.
I'm so
I
glad
love to,
JJ decided.
smack Theo. I just don't like that Theo.
I was
I don't
so
like that
glad
actor.
that JJ decided to come
Stay on
back.
the force.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Theo's PTSD, I mean, JJ can't control that. I mean, that's not on him. And Theo, I'm just finding him so unlikable. I'm sure a lot of it's a writing, but he just has such a chip on his shoulder and is so
Yeah.
angry. And he's nasty towards Abe too. And
Yeah.
he's kind of hurting Abe and Paulina's marriage. And it's just not enjoyable watching him at all.
He's just downright rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he keeps confiding in Marlena and not Abe, which is making Abe upset.
Yeah. Yeah, and they got into a little argument because Abe had the literacy mentorship with with Liam this week. Oh, and I just read a theory online because this character has the same last name as Ivy back in the day. So people are that's why he
Wait,
has
what? Wait, what?
Ivy.
Ivy was from the late 80s. Yeah, there's a character named Ivy, and she was involved with Mike. And some people are thinking Liam and Jeremy are half siblings.
His last name is Ivy?
No, his last name is Ivy's last name. I can't pronounce it.
Wasn't Ivy Pete Jennings' sister?
No, it says no.
Well, what is Liam's last name?
I think it was his
Do we
wife.
know?
I think they married, huh?
What is Liam's last name? Have they said?
Yeah, they did, and it was
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's a very
Okay.
strange name. That's the thing. It's like it's not something normal. Oh yeah, my phone's not going to work. It's not going to. When I use Face ID. Yeah, that's not going to work.
Okay.
So and the guy that plays Liam, did we discuss this last week? He's Wayne Northrup's son.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Lynn Herring.
Yep.
Henning Herring.
Roman and Lucy Coe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I forgot she was on Days, wasn't she?
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, she was on Days, yeah.
And then she was on General, and then she's been on General Hospital. I've always liked her.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
has an
she's
attitude
good.
too, but like Abe set him straight, I'm gonna call your parole officer or whatever if you don't
It's a
stay.
little bit harsh that the guy was like 1 minute late. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, like 2 minutes late. I'm like, yeah, that's setting the tone, Abe. But I mean, a little harsh on the first one, but I guess you gotta
Gotta be on
lay down the
time.
rules.
Well,
gotta lay down
Abe already doesn't like him because Theo told him what he did to him.
He was bullying him. Yeah.
Then Abe should just not do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he should get somebody
Yeah.
else to do it.
yeah, if you're gonna have an attitude and you're supposed to be there to help somebody, and I was kind of confused too. I mean, I would say shouldn't this guy have been tested on how much he can actually read, and maybe you should pick a book a bit more interesting.
Right.
Yeah, they should have picked a book that, even if it was a comic book or something else, that find out what the guy's interested in. Is he interested in cars? Is he interested in whatever, and pick a magazine or something like that to start with, or something, just to get it, just to build a rapport.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, when you have someone, with Abe, they're giving him attitude, and the guy already has a bad attitude. And the weird thing is too, they're kind of doing it in public. Like, who the hell wants to read out loud in public?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be kind of mortified, but it's obvious someone's teaching me how to read in public. All right, still trying to look up the information because I don't want to say the wrong last name because it's so bizarre. But it's definitely Ivy's last name. So, but I don't know.
Oh.
Does Mike Horton really need another child? And yeah,
So they're thinking they're half brothers. Is that a son? I didn't hear that one.
yeah, that's what people are thinking online.
But they don't know that they're half brothers.
No, it was just I guess because and
Guess.
it's such an uncommon last name. It's not like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
I kind of remember the name Ivy though, back in the day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think it was even on very long.
Yeah. She was like around the time of Pete Jennings and them.
Or was it Holly, or no, who was it? I remember that. Now I saw it. I found it. Lejko,
Yeah, something like that.
Lejko, something.
Yeah, yeah. So that was Ivy's last name. So, and she did sleep with Mike, but yeah, she was with.
I forgot about that.
God, Mike got around, didn't he?
Not that bad, but the whole Pete Jennings things, I just hated him so much. I
Me too.
totally blocked him out of my memory, and yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, and I'm not really that impressed with the character right now, but I mean, maybe
Yeah. Okay, she's who I thought she was. I thought I remembered that name once you said it.
Uh-huh.
And I was gonna say her name was Holly, not Ivy, but she was portrayed by Holly Gagnier,
Oh.
something like that.
Think I can-
Okay, that's interesting. But the minute you said Ivy, I was thinking Holly, and I was thinking I pictured her, and she's definitely who I thought she was. Okay, so yeah, so her real name was Holly.
Oh, I want to go finish off with EJ. EJ somehow talks Mrs. Choi into wanting Johnny and Chanel to have the baby. Like, man, did he do some verbal gymnastics to talk?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. We have something in common. Our kids hate us.
Wow.
When
He was lucky
we
to
met her son.
Oh yeah, Connor Choi.
Yes,
Yeah.
We saw her son.
Cooper Choi.
Or Cooper. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cooper Choi.
Cooper.
it's Cooper. I wrote
think
down
there's
Connor
another brother.
too.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
there
think
is a
so, too.
Cooper and a Connor. Yeah, I wrote
Cooper's the
down
one
Connor.
she said the baby looked like Cooper. She's like, oh,
Oh,
he
okay.
looks like my little boy Cooper, or whatever it was when he was that age. And then Cooper showed up at the
Yeah.
trebuchet party.
Yeah,
The pumpkin chucking party.
pumpkin chunking. Yeah. And then with Jeremy, he went on his date with Jada, and Jada actually impressed me because when she found out who he was, she's like, "Yeah, no, we're not dating."
Bye.
Yeah.
I was afraid she was going to
Been there,
fall
done
for him.
that. Been
Yeah.
there, done.
Somebody actually was.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's not working with Jeremy to me because I don't find him attractive.
No.
Yeah,
I
mean,
think he has his moments when,
Yeah, he's
honestly,
not a bad
if I
looking.
didn't know anything else about him, I would think he was kind of endearing. And that's weird because knowing what his history is, I wouldn't find him that way. But when he's in some moments, but that's why I can see when Stephanie made the comment about how he could be really sweet in 1 minute and the next minute be
Right.
angry. Well, you saw how mad he got when Alex gave him the what for. He all of a sudden later on he walks over and he throws a pumpkin something or other on the ground. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, it was something like, well, nice Jeremy's over with, or something like somehow or other that set him off. And so it kind of shows like he has made a lot of progress in his life, but he still obviously has this Jekyll Hyde thing going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Stephanie did confess to Alex that he took her head and held underwater in the hot tub, and she did downplay it a little bit, but
Yeah,
someone did.
that's my gripe there. Why did she downplay it?
Yeah, because
know.
someone posted it on Twitter a couple weeks ago, the actual clip, and it's actually very scary. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I could see a guy saying, "Oh, I was just joking." No, it was
No.
he was trying to
She
scare the
said
crap
for a
out of
second. It wasn't a second.
Yeah. I was going to say it
That's
was
like
longer
taking
than that.
somebody
Yeah.
going like that. He
Yeah.
held her down.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
She was
even
probably afraid Alex would try to kill him. I don't know. That's my
Yeah.
sense.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of not normal to dunk someone in a hot tub anyway. So, and yeah, she did kind of downplay it. So yeah, so 1 second. No, it was longer than that. And she was freaked out. And Jerry was a good guy all the way around. Yeah, so Jada meets up with Stephanie and Alex. Oh, and Jada mentions too that Stephanie dated Bobby, which was her kind of bad ex. So she did mention that to Jeremy.
Yeah. She did tell Jeremy that.
So yeah, so they're all kind of have their eyes out because it's hard to believe that Jeremy was randomly matched up with Jada.
Yeah, they think he manipulated
See, I
that
don't know if I buy that part. I don't know that that's, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know that that's the case, though. I mean, did
I
he
don't know how
really
that
know?
works.
Well, he knew where she lived, and
Yeah.
if he watched, he could figure out that's where, Jada was a
Yeah.
roommate.
But then they're also saying that he's the one that spilled the beans on her being Anastasia,
Right.
but he
That's
wasn't. It
still
was
not
EJ.
true. It was
Yeah.
EJ.
Right.
They still don't know that. Yeah, they keep
Right. So
accusing him.
they're kind of building a fact pattern with partial information. So again, justifiable based on her history with him, and who knows what he's doing on, I don't know, maybe like you said, Jen, maybe this is just a red herring for a Friday cliffhanger, but that was really weird that, he grabs the knife and takes off.
That and it looks like Rachel and Thomas end up hitting Alex with the pumpkin and not Kat.
Oh.
But yeah,
How did you see that? Was that in a promo?
the promo spoiled everything next week. Like
Yeah,
you,
don't tell us then.
well, yeah, I mean everything. That there's like no reason to even watch next week because you know exactly what's going to happen.
Okay,
Yeah,
I won't
so
watch that promo then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do hit Alex and not, jeez.
so who
What
do you
could
think?
possibly go wrong? Because that's so easy to aim, The
Yeah.
trebuchet thing is so easy to aim a lopsided pumpkin, with
Well,
two
it's
9-year-olds or
15-year-old.
10-year-olds or whatever.
Yeah. So with the book, Stephanie comes out as Anastasia at the bookstore. Actually, to me, the highlight was Bonnie was there.
Yeah.
Tried to jump the line. Well, she actually
Yeah,
jumped the line.
She did.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that part.
And did you guys love what Johnny said when he brought her back in? Because when she first tried to bust the line, Alex was like, Bonnie, I love you, but go back outside. I'll see what I can do. And
Yeah.
then he must have told Johnny, okay, go ahead and bring her in. She can be at the front of the line. And they and Johnny has to bypass his own grandma, like who is an actual
Yeah,
soap
she went
star in real
Marlena.
life,
Yep.
and say, well, Alex thought it might also be cool, like because it's Bonnie, but also because she's a former soap star to be at the front of the line, that would get some publicity.
Finally.
Snap.
But I wanted to see this big long line. I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
They
They
must have
should have
hide
hired
behind the books.
extras for that.
Yeah.
They should have hired extras to fill that whole
Yeah.
outside
There was no
area
line. There was
with
2
people.
people in line. I
That
only saw
was really
2.
disappointing.
but guess who wasn't there? Steve and Kayla. Like, why wouldn't your parents be there? What
Be
That's
there.
right.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I think Steve was kind of embarrassed.
But that's the thing too. Kayla told him off screen. What the hell was that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, we never saw Steve being told, did we? Okay, I
No.
Nope.
didn't think so. And all of a sudden he knows. Like, okay.
But I missed that part last
Yeah,
week.
me too. Because I was waiting for the
last, I
reaction
thought,
from him. Yeah, that was not good.
They made a point of her telling everybody else and her being embarrassed by it. But the main person who would be embarrassed really would be Steve.
Yeah.
And
Knows.
yeah.
And maybe her uncle.
Yeah, probably.
Roman.
Yeah, even Roman.
Roman was
and Kate are reading it.
blushing. She only shared select parts with him. I want
Yeah.
to know what pages.
Select parts.
I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bonnie and Justin.
Yeah. Where's Justin?
Yeah, they still
On
haven't explained
GH.
where Justin.
Yep.
Justin got stuck on business in Port Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His mother was trying to throw somebody out of the mansion.
but he did do Sarah's divorce paperwork practically overnight. But he probably had that sitting lying around. He probably knew that he
Yeah.
was.
He probably
Yeah,
thought,
I
I'm
think-
going
I
to
was
need.
going to say that was awfully fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to need this sometime, probably.
Yeah. So, you know what cracked me up too? I'm going to assume maybe Chad didn't read it. Chad had no clue his ex-girlfriend Stephanie wrote the book.
That was what was funny. There didn't
Because
somebody
there was
say
no good sex
that's
with
in-
Chad.
that was
That's why.
interesting. I know.
Yeah.
I was like, somebody said, "Isn't that interesting
Philip,
that Chad
Alex.
seems to be the only ex-boyfriend that's surprised that Stephanie was Anastasia?" And I was like, "We knew it all along. We knew it all along.
We
There
Yeah.
was nothing to
Did
write
ya?
about. There was nothing to write about in that relationship."
But she stated she wrote that before she came back to Salem.
She did. Yeah. She
Yeah,
said she wrote
that's
that in
true.
Seattle.
That's true.
Because Alex isn't in there either. So I think Alex getting a little upset all these between Philip and Jeremy. Yeah.
I don't know, but still, you think Chad would maybe, because everybody made it seem like, oh yeah, it's definitely Stephanie. So I thought maybe there's something she does, like Gabby with her left leg. We never figured out what Gabby does.
Gabby in the left leg. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Stephanie has a similar move that all these guys keep
Or is it with
remembering about
Trademark
her.
move.
with Philip's artificial leg. I don't know. Did that
Right.
Something. Boy.
And Kate should have been there too because she was the editor of
Yeah.
the book. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, why the hell wasn't Kate there? That's so annoying.
yeah.
She should have been there. She should have been there more than Leo. I mean, she should have been like, anyway.
Speaking of Leo, he went on the ghost tour that Aaron was running,
Oh God.
and Adam the juror was there. And I'm kind of with Adam. The ghost tour was kind of lame. And he gets them to all go to the Demure crypt.
He's
Yes.
pretty funny, actually.
And they heard
He's
they
really
heard
funny.
these noises. Yeah.
Yeah, that would not be the place for me to go on Halloween. I would have been like, no, thank you.
They
But yeah,
All those
the
dead
Demiras must
Demiras.
have.
undead.
The Demiras also must have like maybe they can't afford the dogs anymore because remember the dogs that they used to have on the property?
Ugh.
They used to have dogs that would eat you alive and that kind of thing. Like
Ugh.
no barking dogs. But I mean Adam is incredibly annoying, but I really like it. He's so funny and he gets under
Yeah.
Leo's skin. And then
Yep.
Aaron didn't know what the heck to do. He was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna be in trouble if I lose one of my whatever the people that were following." Yeah.
Uh,
yeah, it was kind of
speaking-
funny. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. I was going to say, speaking of Aaron, I really liked he did really well when he was talking to Kat. Really got
Yeah.
emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like
Yes.
Aaron. I really like Aaron.
I
Yeah,
do
about
too.
I like
finding out
Aaron.
he was a father, but he
Yeah.
knows he's gonna have to. He wants to give it up, but yet still, like he's trying to process it all. I thought he did.
Yeah,
a really
those
good
were
job.
really good scenes. Yeah. He did a great job with that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yes, so
And then Kat
Aaron,
got to hold the baby with Leo.
We got to see the baby. Did we see the baby? Or no, okay, maybe that was
I
the
didn't
previews.
see him this week, and maybe the previous week. I
No.
think.
All right, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, must be previews.
so
No,
Aaron,
previous. The previous week we saw him is what I was trying to say, but not this week.
Yeah, so Aaron does find out he's the father, and also EJ was pressuring Kat to get Aaron to give up his parental rights so Johnny can get the baby. Yep, that's a lot.
So then someday, if and when they do get the baby, someday it'll come out that the reason they got the baby was really because of him after he screwed them up from getting the baby to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
and that's kind of cool because he really should be doing whatever he can to make that right. You know, it's the least he can do. So I think, I found it kind of touching, especially when he was with Choi. I thought Mrs. Choi was gonna smack him at first, but it actually ended up being kind of a tender scene.
Yeah. I'm really starting to like Mrs. Choi.
Too. I am too. But yeah, she's loosened up a little bit.
She's a lot.
But she is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
she's a
lot.
force. The actress is great too, and you could feel sympathy for her and still, think
Yeah.
she's overbearing for sure.
Uh-huh.
Very overbearing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, she's overbearing because her intentions are good, but at the same time too, she basically put too much pressure on Sophia. But Sophia made her own bad choice.
Yeah. So the boys, though.
All right. Before we move on to spoilers, anybody else have anything to say about this past week?
Nope.
Okay, so Anna, plug your ears. Okay, so decisions made
Previews.
about Tesoro, and basically Johnny and Chanel get the baby, and they named the
Okay.
baby. They named the baby Trey for John III.
Trey for 3. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Trey for 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tesoro was kind of growing on me.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't really fit with their,
Tesoro, yeah.
Yeah, the
I
baby's
like it.
What's her?
half Asian, so
Plus
yeah.
being raised as little T,
Little T.
like low T. That's almost like low T. Does that sound familiar, Marianne?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, no. But okay, so Trey. So they name him Trey. Okay.
Aaron has regrets about giving up his parental rights.
I wondered about that.
Yeah, Susan warns Stephanie basically something tragic's going to happen. And like you said, it looks like Alex got hit by the pumpkin that Thomas and Thomas Chad gets mad at Thomas for what he did with the pumpkin, and looks like Thomas runs out in front of a car.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, or kind of Jennifer and
Oh, great.
yeah, so like you said, the video spoiler for next week showed everything.
That's a
Yeah.
shame that they left nothing to the imagination for next week.
Could it be like a Halloween thing, though?
No, it didn't look like it. It looked like there's tires squealing, and yeah, that's the thing. This is the first Halloween episode we had for a while that wasn't like Leo's dream. This
Yeah.
was
Right.
this is all real. Which I
Yeah,
kind of
we didn't have any separate Halloween thing like we usually do.
which I miss because I actually
Yeah,
enjoyed them.
those were always fun.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, I always thought they were a little scary. Well, I think the best one was the last crew when they all got killed off on that. I enjoyed that Halloween.
Yeah.
That was good. All right. Anybody else have anything to talk about? If not, I do have a little treat for everybody. I sent it to you guys last week, but nobody else has heard it. With the use of AI, I wrote a theme song. So,
Yes. Awesome.
yeah,
Love it.
I was shocked. And it was relatively easy. So I used Grok for the lyrics, and I think it was called Made Song or Make Song for the actually put it all together.
Awesome.
Let's see if I can get it to play. I thought that was
That
good.
is
Very
so
Love it, love
fun.
it, love it.
That is just so fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
Love
Speaking of
I love
Diva, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
perfect lyrics.
And the
they did good.
lyrics were just on
They
the mark.
spot on
Yeah.
with the show. Yeah.
Yeah. Good job putting all that together.
Yeah.
Awesome job.
Well, thanks. Yeah, that's what I liked about it. When I did it through Make Song, it didn't get the dual reference, but Grok, when I saw it was adding stuff about the Brady pub and the DeMira Mansion, I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. That's what we need.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
So I'm
Loved
gonna
it.
put that separately on YouTube. I did put it on Spotify and they took it down. I don't know why they took it down.
Aw.
I mean, it's an original song. It's not trademarked or anything. So, but yeah.
Do they
I
have
thought
like an AI detector or something like that that
You would
somehow.
think they wouldn't care. I mean, I don't know. It didn't give me any warning. I just saw it wasn't there anymore. So, yeah, because when
It's
we
weird.
were using Ride of the Valkyries, even though we've been using it for 16 years, yeah, I got zapped on the one episode and I had to remove it and re-upload it. So yeah,
Huh.
so I thought, oh, if we have original music, then I can't get zapped for it. So, but I mean, I'm not gonna play it for very often, but I made a little intro and a little music
Love
with
Like a
it.
shorter. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah,
Shorter
just
version.
a shorter version of it. So but anyway, I liked
Very
it.
good. Very good. Lots of fun.
Yeah.
Woohoo! You have things?
Finally,
So, do we have a
16 years
diva
later.
for the week?
Thank you for bringing that up. Question. I would have to say
I'm gonna
Rachel.
say,
Yeah, that's
Sarah.
I was gonna say
Rachel or
Maggie.
Sarah?
Who? Maggie and Sarah. Maggie.
Coast.
Because she came in
Yeah.
all like, I'm taking over, blah, blah, blah.
oh,
And
she
she
Yeah.
didn't
came in
even talk
hot.
to Philip before she said he was
She
going to
wasn't
run
on
it
that
with her.
much.
He hadn't even told, she hadn't even told him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to go with Rachel with the pumpkin.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was pretty diva
good.
behavior.
Yeah.
All right. So do you guys want to
All
go with
right.
Sarah?
Yeah.
Sarah's Diva of the week, or do you want Sarah and Maggie?
Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Mother and daughter.
Sarah more than
Here.
Maggie. I don't know. With the whole rage room and everything.
Yeah.
Yep. All righty.
Mhm.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, ladies.
All right. Thank you,
This
ladies.
is fun.
All right.
Welcome to
You
November.
ladies have a
Time
great
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
changes.
November 1st. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Good night. Thank you.
Okay.
for the space.
Oh, we gotta wait.
Good night.
Good night.